Hi, welcome back to the channel, Bright Road to Success, where we make learning easy. So today we're going to find the end time on a number line when we know what the elapsed time is. We're going to use the strategy cubes and friendly numbers, and hopefully this isn't your first time to the channel, so you are familiar with the strategy of cubes and friendly numbers. Nonetheless, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click the bell and the like button, and give me any questions that you may have at the end of this video. So here we go. So let's go ahead and read, first of all, the question. It says, James started school at 7:42 a.m. School lasted 7 hours and 10 minutes. What time did school end? So let's go ahead and start with our strategy cubes. The C stands for circle all the important numbers or units. So the first number or unit that we're going to circle is 7:42 a.m. And then we're going to circle 7 hours and 10 minutes. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to underline the question. That's what the U stands for. The question is, what time did school end? Then we're going to see if we need to box any action words because that's what the B stands for. Doesn't look like there are any action words. Action words would be if it said something like she gave somebody something, or he added something, or they divided something of that nature, but we don't have that. So we're just going to line through the B. The E stands for evaluating or eliminating perhaps numbers that we don't need. So when we evaluate something, we read it, reread it, kind of set up the problem so we can make sure that we know what we need to do. So let's go ahead and read it again. James started school at 7:42 a.m. Well, since it says started, I know that I need to start on the left side of the number line. This, of course, is a number line. So we're going to put 7:42 a.m. right here on the left. That's what time it started. If I said that's what time it ended, we would put it on the right side. So at this point, we don't even know what time it ends. So we're just going to put a little question mark right there. But what we do know is how long it lasted, which is considered elapsed time. So right here, I'm going to put 7 hours and 10 minutes. That's what time is here in the middle. And again, we're trying to figure out what the end time is. So I'm going to put end time. Okay, and of course, we already have that question mark there, but I put another one there. Okay, all right, so I think I know what to do with this problem. Let's just reread it, make sure that we understand it, and then we can go to the S, which is to solve it. James started school at 7:42 a.m. School lasted 7 hours and 10 minutes, which is this time here, 7 hours, 10 minutes. What time did school end? So I have my little question mark here in the word end time. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to put right here, I'm just going to put start time. All right, so the next thing we have to do is we have to get our friendly numbers. Friendly numbers are numbers that end in either a 5 or a 0. The reason we want to have those times that end with a 5 or 0 is because they're easier to either add on units of time or subtract units of time. So let's look at the time of 7:42. And what would we have to add? Because since we're moving towards the right, the end time, we're adding time. So what can we add to 7:42 to give us a number that ends in a 5 or a 0? Well, look at the number 42, and especially the number that's in the ones place, which would be the 2, if you will. So if I have 2, 3, 4, 5, I can add 3. And when I add 3 minutes, that will give me a new time. So I'm going to go ahead right here, and I'm going to say plus 3 minutes. And I'm going to say my new time then is going to be 8:45 a.m. So now I have my friendly number because again, a friendly number ends in either a 5 or a 0. So I'm going to go up here and I'm simply going to scratch through this 10 minutes because at this point I've taken 3 from it. So I only have to get 7 more minutes there. And at this point, I still have to increase my time by 7 hours. So if I'm at 7:45, and let's say I want to go up, I can go up 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, all the way till I go up to 7 hours to get more times. So let's just first do 1 hour. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add on 1 hour. And I'm gonna say plus 1 hour. And if I add 1 hour, if I'm at 7:45, that's gonna bring me to 8:45. And again, it's gonna be 8 a.m. All right. So here, let's get rid of this 4. Okay. Right. So we added 1 hour, and that's how we got to 8:45 a.m. All right, so I'm going to keep on going. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to scratch out this 7 and I'm going to make it into a 6 because that's how many hours I have left at this point that I still have to increase. All right, so right now I added 1 hour. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to say, now it's 8:45. So if I add to 9:45, 10:45, 11:45, which means I'm adding 3 more hours, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put here that I'm adding plus 3 hours. And then my new time, since it's going to increase by 3 hours, again, we're at 8 and we're just increasing the hour. 9, 10, 11. So now my new time is 11:45 and I'm still at AM. Now, we've learned in a previous video that once you cross 12 o'clock, and I'm just going to draw a little arrow right here. Once you cross 12, then it becomes, if you're starting at AM, and you're moving to the right, it becomes PM. If you're starting over here on the right and you go to the left and you cross 12, it then becomes AM. So right now I'm at 11:45 AM. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of 3 more of those hours, which will leave me with 3 hours remaining that I still have to do or increase. All right, so I'm at 11:45 a.m. So now I'm concentrating on the 11 and I'm going to add 3 more hours. So if I'm at 11, I'm going to go up 12 to 12:45, 1:45 to 2:45. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to increase this time by 3 more hours. And I'm doing that because this says that school lasted 7 hours and 10 minutes. So here's 3 hours, 6, and 7. All right, so let's see what my new time is. If I'm at 11:45, again, I go up to 12, 1, and 2:45. But since I've crossed 12 o'clock, it becomes PM. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to put a little box down here, and I'm simply going to say, like, once we get to 12, it becomes, once we get to 12 o'clock, it becomes PM. Okay. Alrighty. Very good. So now I'm here. And again, I've added 3 more hours onto this. So I'm going to say plus 3 hours, which means now I can go ahead and scratch through those 3 hours. So it's now 2:45 p.m. So I've added 3, 6, 7 hours and 3 minutes. So right here, I am, let me see, we started at 10 minutes and we subtracted 3 minutes. Let's see if I can move something out of the way here. Oh, here we go. There we go. So this was 3 minutes. This was 1 hour, this was 3 hours, and this was another 3 hours. Sorry about this little boxes that you keep popping up. Okay, so we're now at 7 minutes. So that means I still need to add on some more minutes because I started at 10 minutes and I only added 3 minutes. So and if you think about it, if you have 7 minutes remaining, right? I could add 7 minutes onto 2:45, but that might be a little tricky. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and increase by 5 minutes because I think that's a little easier. So if I add 5 minutes, oops, let me put the plus sign here, onto 2:45, my new time becomes, you guessed it, 2:50 p.m., right? So it looks like I've added 5 plus 3 is 8. Oh, as a matter of fact, here, let's do this. Let's go ahead and I have 7. If I take 5 from that, that will leave me with, you guessed it, 2 minutes. So if I'm at 2:52, then that means that I need to add 2 more minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add plus 2 minutes. And then my new time, if you think about it, if I'm at 2:50 and I add 2 minutes, that's going to be 2:52 p.m. because again, I'm adding 2 minutes onto 2:50. All right, so let's just double check to make sure that we've done everything correctly. We knew what our start time was, which was 7:42. Let me move this over so we can see it. Okay, we didn't know our end time, and that's why we have this question mark. But what we did is we increased our time from 7:42 until we increased it by 7 hours and 10 minutes. Let's make sure we did that. Here's 3 hours, 6 hours, and 7 hours. Now let's make sure that we increased our time. My time is jumping here for some strange reason. Let's make sure that we increased our time by 10 minutes, okay? So here, let's change this and put this one here. There we go. All right. Oh, I don't know why it's jumping. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure that we increase by 10 minutes. Well, here's 5 minutes. I always start with the number or the time that is the most. Okay, so we got 5 minutes plus 3 minutes is 8, plus 2 more is 10 minutes. So there you have it. We've increased our time by 7 hours and 10 minutes. So the question again was, what time did school end? Well, time ended at 2:52 p.m. Ta-da! We did it! Okay, so now we can go up here. We've solved our problem and we even used our friendly numbers. Okay, so there you have it. If you have any questions, please put your questions in the comments. Click the like button, click the bell, and of course, ask me any questions that you might have, and I'll see you next time.